Welcome, it's Brittany Fowler with BrittanyDelivers.com, your audience connector, where I combine audiences with tailored, inspired messages. If you're a meeting planner or looking for somebody to be a keynote speaker, a breakout session speaker, or just needing somebody to come talk to your youth group or adult group, check out my website, BrittanyDelivers for BrittanyDelivers.com, and check out your options there to get connected with me. Today I want to talk to you about leadership, and more importantly, a style that I cling to called soft leadership. And that is basically, leading through example, right? Because when we lead through example, we don't have to pull our people this way, right? We can actually push from behind, lead, gather, kind of oversee everything that's going, and help people progress on their own so that they can thrive, right? And so John Quincy Adams, who was our 6th president, he was also an ambassador to Great Britain. He was also Secretary of State to Andrew Jackson. And before he died in Congress, he was also known as Old Man Eloquent because of his speech when he talked about abolishing slavery 30 years before it was even a popular idea. And so Andrew Jackson, grew up in a home full of politics. His dad was also an ambassador to Great Britain. At a very young age, he watched the Battle of Bunker Hill, from his family's farm on a nearby hill. He traveled at a young age, going afar into Europe, to go on an ambassador mission with his father. And so he had all these life experiences. And so one day he said this, and I'm so grateful that we have his quote. It says, "Those people who inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, they are a leader." And I would like to echo that, right? By our actions, if we can inspire others to dream bigger, to learn more, to be more, right? That is the purpose of being a leader. And as a style of soft leadership, you have the opportunity to set the tone, to set the example of how other people should follow you. Right? And so let's talk about examples of soft leadership. So some of the best known examples are Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. But I would also beg to differ that all of us know somebody in our lives currently who lead through example. Whether maybe it's one of your parents, maybe it's a coach of a sporting team that you were a part of, or maybe it's a friend, that leads through example of loving others and listening. And I have a friend, her name is Jessie. Well, I call her Jessie Dunn, but she has a new last name and it's Hawaiian. And I have a hard time pronouncing it, but I really love her, right? And I played softball with her in college, and I always wanted to be around her. In fact, I miss her dearly. We were separated by hours of driving, and kids we have a ton of kids, and we just never seem to get together. But every time we come together, there's one thing that I know is going to happen, right? And that is that she is going to welcome me with the biggest hug. She's going to act very excited to see me, right? And help me feel important. Whenever I'm around Jessie Dunn Cotton-Nohay, I hope I said that right, I feel important. And through soft leadership, you should do the same. You should be helping others feel important. Now, if you're in a professional setting, maybe not giving them a big hug and tapping them on the back like is very appropriate, but there's other ways that you can make people feel important. And the best way, and we'll talk about this way today, is listening. And you may think, gosh, that's such a simple thing. And, I listen. I'm a total good listener. But are you? In a world full of distraction, right? How can you be a better listener? Well, I'm guessing that as you're watching this, you're either on your phone or on your computer. But how many other things are you doing? Right? Are you trying to think about what you're going to do tomorrow or what you're going to do tonight? Or are you actually have a million windows open on your computer and you're trying to answer an email? And, how stretched thin are you to be able to listen. When you are stretched like a rubber band and you're this tense, right? Hardly anything is going to stick in your brain. So what I want you to do for me right now is take 2 minutes, the next 2 minutes, and fully listen to me on how to be a better listener. I know, crazy. Like, it's a crazy thought, right? But first of all, eliminate distractions. If you are on your phone, texting, instant messaging, Instagramming, Facebooking while you're talking to somebody, not appropriate. Okay? Not appropriate for good listening skills. Now, you may be at a table at dinner where everybody's on their phone. I would challenge you to put the phones down, strike up conversation, right? So eliminate distraction, especially when you're having an important conversation. So if I had a friend come over and say, Brittany, I need you, I don't know what to do, I would take her into a room, right, where she would feel safe, and I would close the door so nobody would give me a distraction, right? And I would turn off my phone and or leave it in another room. So eliminate distractions so that you can be solely focused on that person. Now, here's the thing about listening. All you have to do is, with your body language, lean in a little bit, tilt your head, and open your mouth just a little bit as you're listening. I know, like, I may feel like a doll doing this on you or doing this for you, but if you lean forward, people think and people will react to that and say, oh, they want to know more. They want to listen to me. Now, here's the other thing about listening. You are not listening to fix their problems. You are not listening to fix their problems. Can I say that again? Right? You are listening to be a good friend, to make them feel valued and important. So listen, right? Another great tip is as you're listening, you say, look, this is what I hear that you're saying to me, especially if it's a complicated situation. You're saying A, B, C, D. Did I get that right? Right? And so they know that they've been heard, and or if there's any miscommunication, you can clear that up right away, right? So listen and respond, body language forward, head tilted, not like a stiff beam, right? Head tilted like you're flowing, right? Body language should also be open, right? As you're accepting this new information, okay? So body language is a huge part of listening. Also, eliminating distraction, great. And then the last and final thing I would say is actually care about what that person is saying. Now, I know that's hard if you don't like the person or you may not get along with the person, but try and learn something new, right? Even learn something new about that person that you were like, I don't know why you're saying that, and I think that's really, really weird, but try to understand where they're coming from, right? Try to put yourself in their shoes so that you know how they're reacting to a certain situation. Now, if this is all done, now this is in person. Now, if you're trying to connect and being a good listener over the phone, okay, please try and eliminate distraction. Don't eat while you're listening on the phone or talking to somebody on the phone. Oh, such bad manners. I have some people that do that with me. And I'm like, oh, I can hear you chewing. Like, it's so bad. Like, if I were face to face with you, would you really be eating that apple right now? Like, really? But because I'm on the phone, you think that you can eat those chips or something loud? Oh, it's such a pet peeve, right? The other thing, when you're on the phone, eliminate distraction, don't eat, but then listen and respond. Oh, yeah, that must be really tough for you. Or reiterate something that, oh my gosh, like, that sounds really, really hard, and I'm really sorry you're going through that. Like, like respond that you actually are listening. And I know that that's a simple thing, but how many times do we just neglect and just go, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, that's so common, right? Uh-huh. Or I hear what you're saying. Like, uh-huh. Like, more than just an uh-huh would be great to prove that you are a good listener. So let's put yourself in a leadership position. Let's say you're in a professional setting, you're a manager of some sort. If you do not want to be disturbed, say you're working on something time sensitive, please don't leave your door open even though you have an open door policy, right? Because if you have people that are coming in expecting you to have an open door policy, yet you're trying to get something done, there's a conflict of interest there, and you will not be a good listener, right? So close the door, let them know that, hey, now's not a good time. and they'll get the hint of the door being open or closed, right? Another thing you can do when you're a professional to make sure that you're a good listener, especially depending on how emotional the conversation is, right? Don't put a desk between you and them. Like, that is a physical barrier that in their mind says, oh, like they're above me, or they don't really want to listen to me, because your personal space should be between, 4 feet, not 4 to 6 feet. And sometimes depending on how large your desk is, right, you should have that interpersonal interaction. So come around your desk, sit next to them, face them, something of that nature, right? Like, be engaged with that person. Again, body language forward, like you care and that you want to listen. One thing too about being a leader in a professional setting is that you should always, always, always let them know you are there for them, right? So if you do say, oh, I have an open door policy, but you never have an open door, or you never have the time to listen, people aren't going to tell you the things that are going on in the organization, or the things that are going on with themselves that may need some attention, right? So you need to facilitate an open door policy, again, unless you're working on a time-sensitive thing, but not everybody expects you to always have an open door. You're going to need privacy every once in a while, right? So get that into your system, get that into your processes, and be the example of soft leadership, right? Lead by example. Because if you're not a good listener, guess what's going to happen to that communication line? It's going to get cut off, right? And you don't want that as a leader, as a manager, as a professional, as a parent, right? Now, when you're a parent, believe it or not, you're also a leader, right? But parents with teenagers, you need to have the open door policy as well. Get that going. Seem like you're engaged with your children, right? That's a whole nother topic and a whole nother set of skills. But I just want to bring to your attention that being a soft leader inspires those people, right? To believe more, to do more, to think that they can be more. And that is what's important about being a leader. Thank you. I'm Brittany Fowler with BrittanyDelivers.com, where I connect audiences with tailored, inspired messages. Please see my website to get in contact with me. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.